What's up, PG family? This is Tomas Ramirez from Positivegainstraining, and this is Impact Beyond the Weights. So a question that I love to answer and that I get quite frequently, because everybody's always curious about our backgrounds, right? We all have a story to tell. And something that I just want to talk about is why I got started into fitness and what's keeping me going, what's keeping me there, or like what is my motivation at the moment. Growing up, I grew up as a chubbier kid, so that right there just was a big battle for me. You can imagine, from bullying to words being said and to just experiencing different mental issues really brought down my self-confidence. Always being told you look this type of way, or like you're lazy, or stuff like that. So it was just constant beat down and never no affirmation. I decided to make that change at 14 years old. I started working out. I'm currently 28, and I remember going into the basement, and my stepdad basically was like, hey, hit some push-ups, and I could barely do a couple, maybe even one. And it was a struggle for me, but I had the determination because I wanted to look a certain way. And honestly, I wanted to impress, girls, because I was in my teenage state. So what guy at that age doesn't want the attention of women? You know what I mean? So I was always rejected. There was girls I'd have crushes on, and they didn't want me because I didn't have a six-pack. Developed my mentality to want to prove people wrong, wanting to shut people's mouths. If I'm honest, I'm the type of person, I get it from my dad. It's like, when you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to show you that I can do it. I started to take all that negative energy, all that negative comments about me, all the laughs about me from friends, from family, and I started to use that as my motivation. Like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I want to see a difference. I want to make a change. Started working out in the basement, and I was at it every single day. I had Muscle and Fitness magazine. That's where I learned most of my workout routines. I'd almost idolize these guys on the front covers because they're all jacked and they're all big, and you're like, man, that's exactly how I want to look. I just can't imagine, how my confidence will feel if I look like that. There won't be no girls turning me down no more because I don't have a six-pack and this and that. So I was lifting weights every single day. Like, I was in there just lifting. I'm not going to say I had the greatest form, because now that I'm older and now that I'm more experienced, I'm like, man, if only I knew back then what I know now, I wouldn't have been as crazy. My body probably wouldn't hurt as bad at times, but it is what it is. It became a routine. It became a pattern, and I started to love it, especially when you start to see the results. Now, when you first start working out, the results are faster, because your body's like, oh, it's a stimulus that you're like, I never experienced this before. So your body starts growing, muscle starts to get built on you faster. And by the time I was probably like 19, I would say I had a decent frame. So within like 5 years, I wasn't able to take whey protein like my dad mainly, who was also an inspiration for me into fitness, because he's always worked out, and I wanted to almost be just like him, and so he was like, you can't take any supplements until you're 18. So I wasn't able to take protein, I wasn't able to take any creatine, anything like that until I was 18 years old. So only thing that I got protein from was from my food, and I didn't really know that much about nutrition. Yes, I have tried to crack an egg and eat it raw like Rocky, and it is not easy. It's pretty disgusting. I've had some really disgusting meals because I was all about that protein, and this is just what I saw on TV or saw in the magazine, so I was just trying to imitate those people. 18, 19, I actually gained some size because I started taking whey protein, and the heaviest I ever been, it's probably like 207, which was probably like 5-6 years ago. But I remember I was working at Meyer at the time. So yeah, I was like 21, 22 years old at that time. And I remember I was coming back from lunch, and I grabbed on my stomach, and my stomach was hanging over my belt, not super drastically, but I still had a pudgy stomach. I might have had some arms, And my chest has always been one of my downfalls as far as weaknesses go. Like my chest just, I try, but it's just a slow grower. But anyway, I was like, you know what? I want to make a difference. I want to change this. I want to get lean. So at that point, that was my motivation, was I wanted to cut out that body fat and I wanted to get lean. So I hit it really hard. Like I was waking up doing fasted cardio at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, going to the Planet Fitness because that's where I like to do my cardio. And I was hitting sprints. Like I was just running, staying mobile, staying flexible. And then later on throughout the day, I would do some weight training. I actually shout out to Jim Stopani because I was actually doing his Shortcut to Shreds program. And that's what helped me get into great shape. What keeps me motivated now is, for one, it's my job. You know, I'm all about be the part and you have to look the part. So I've heard plenty of people who's like, you know, they don't really look like they can get me in shape because they don't look like they're in shape themselves. And I'm not going to sit here and discredit any trainer because, you know, the saying is don't judge a book by its cover. But at the same time, it's like I understand their viewpoint. You know, if you're not adding these disciplines into your life, then how can you help someone add those disciplines into theirs? Number two is I also got into training and continue to keep training because I like the way I look. Let me be transparent. You know, I like how my clothes fit. I like when I get that pump and it's just your shoulders are just popping out, your muscles are just popping out, your veins are just popping out. I like it. I truly enjoy it. At times I have to actually pray because I don't want to be that super prideful person. You know, I was at one point always posting pictures with my shirt off. I mean, the only reason why I was really doing that was because I wanted the attention. So like I said, growing up, always being put down and always being made fun of. So now I'm trying to suffice my insecurity by attention. You know, I actually went through a period of time where I stopped wearing cut off shirts and just wore just regular shirts like this to the gym because I was working on my humility. You know, I didn't want to always be that prideful person, and thank God by his grace I'm continuing to keep walking in humility. But there are times in me where it's like I feel that pride kicking in, like, oh yeah, I look better than that person. Oh yeah, I'm much bigger than him. Oh yeah, I'm much more leaner. So, you know, I still battle with that at times, but it's not a big part of me anymore as it was. So I'm just, again, I always want to be transparent. I'm not perfect, and that'll probably be something I will always battle, but it's something that I have to continue to keep pushed down. Training also teaches me lessons. Like, it teaches me how to be patient because, like I said, when you first start training, you're getting mad results really quick. Whether that's losing weight, especially if you're a little bit more on the obese side, you know, you'll lose weight fast, but after a while it starts to dwindle down because, you know, your body's like, okay, I know what's coming. Your body's like, all right, I had a lot of extra to give, but now that you're getting leaner and slimmer, it's like, I don't want to give this up. You're going to have to work for it. So that's exactly what that is. And then vice versa, when you're adding muscle mass, typically I'd say it's probably harder to gain mass than it is to lose weight or lose body fat, but typically you'll probably see great results. It also taught me how to have discipline. You know, when it comes down to getting lean, you have to have some boundaries. You have to, like, especially in nutrition, you're keeping track of what you're eating, you're watching it, and if you don't count your calories, then I'd suggest that you eat just everything 100% natural. Anything that God didn't make from the earth, you ain't eating it. But yeah, I was keeping mad track of everything, using MyFitnessPal, making sure I stayed hydrated, make sure I got plenty of protein, and I still do to this day. So my goal right now is to get to 8 to 10% body fat. I've never been that lean, and that's what I want to do. That's just how I want to look. I want to see how I look that way, and that's just what my goals are right now. Tell me about my pride and my ego. So it taught me that, you know, I was using weight training as a way to cover up my insecurity, you know, as a way to cover up that rejection. It also taught me that I can push through. So bodybuilding or weight training is more than just, you know, lifting up weights. It's a mind thing. So you got to push through. You know, when your muscle's tired and it's burning, are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? So that's the question. Again, that's part of increasing the intensity. So it taught me that I can push through and then I can focus my mind on what I want to do. It also taught me how to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Committed. So commitment for me personally has always been a big issue, whether it's commitment in a relationship, commitment in sports, commitment in whatever, you know. So it's taught me to be committed because I've been doing this for 14 years now. So it's taught me commitment and it's taught me to stay, I guess I can go hand in hand with discipline. I love bodybuilding, I love weight training. So again, I got into this because of basically insecurities. I got into it because of rejections. I got into it because I was tired of feeling a certain way. I was tired of being called names. I was tired of, you know, being put down, and I wanted to make a difference. So I did. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that what I was pursuing was always correct, like morally. So, you know, it's just those battles that you continue to have, and you just walk as humble as you possibly can, remaining meek. So viewing others is better than yourself. So yeah, I love weight training. I love bodybuilding. I love learning about it. I love watching YouTube videos on Arnold and Lee Haney and all those old school bodybuilders and just getting pumped up. Just get ready to go hit this workout. So yeah, that's just me. I'm just being transparent, and that's what keeps me going. So thank you guys, and I hope you appreciate my transparency. Keep me prayed up because I'm not perfect. And love you guys. Tomas Ramirez, Positive Gains Training, Impact, Beyond the Weights.